Alright, working on the old 1936 Y model Briggs here, and where we left off we had everything together and everything. We're trying to figure out the Kickstarter, and I think we figured out how that works. We'll get into that a little more later, but right now I needed to get a board to mount it on, and me and Mike were just on a road trip to Indiana, and one of our friends had something like this. He had some cherry wood, and he's gonna give me cherry to put it on, and you know, that just would have been way too nice for this. But he had this nice piece of pine, so we're gonna mount it on this pine, and we also need a gas tank, and I was able to find this in the shed, but it's pretty rough. I don't know if you see the bottom here. It's got all kinds of solder, all kinds of cobbled up and stuff, so it must have leaked at one time, and I don't know if it still leaks. It's funny because the inside, let me put the light on here, the inside of this looks pretty good. You see there's no rust at all down around there, except maybe around the edges, and then down here you see a little bit. But I'm going to check to see if these leak, and maybe I can fix them. I found another one up there too in the loft, and the inside of this one's not bad. I mean, it has rust, but somebody did solder down here and then along the side here. Matter of fact, it looks like they might even braze some of it. So I'm going to see if these leak. If not, you know, whenever I'm at a show, I always, if I see one of these, I'll pick them up, because, you know, they're getting scarcer. I can't, I'm having trouble finding them. You know, you can buy them. Somebody reproduces these, but it's like $70, and then by the time you're done shipping and everything, it's $75, and it just isn't worth it. You know, I mean, half the time you can get the whole engine for 20, 25 bucks. You know, the little WMs use these, and WIs, and you know, a lot of the other engines use them. Matter of fact, that one there, we got one on there. So you know, without the shows this year, I haven't been able to find any of these. So if there's anybody out there has this kind of tanks laying around, and they'd like to donate to the cause, you know, get hold of me. You know, even the check valves, you know, they're tough to find, although they are available. But anyway, let's stop talking. Let's put some water in these. I know people say put alcohol in them and stuff like that. You know, I'm going to put water in them, and if water leaks out, then that means they got a leak. So, all right, let me get this off the bench here, and we'll set these up on some paper towels. That way we'll know if anything's coming out of them. All right. I filled both of these with water, and surprisingly, I don't see any leaks yet. That's crazy. Got a good bit of water in there too. I don't know if you guys see it. Going to the top. Same with this one. So there's a good bit of water in there. I'm going to let them sit for a while and work on something else, and then come back to this. I don't know how long I'm going to leave it, but hopefully nothing's leaking, and then I won't have to put a bottom in or anything like that. Alright, we'll see you in a while. Alright, we're back, and it's actually been 3 days since I filled these with water and set them here on a paper towel. And looks like this red one, there's no stains or nothing. So it looks like, and this is the one that had the better inside. So it looks like I'm going to paint this one up, clean this one up and paint it. And this one here, it actually has a little leak. I don't know if you can see it right there. There's a little stain. And like I say, it's been 3 days, but you know, a leak is a leak. So at least I know I have to fix that one. But for now, I'm going to empty this out and blow it out, and then I got a couple of hours left of daylight, so I might take it out and paint it up. I think I'm going to paint it silver, only because this here is going to have so much black, you know. I mean, the engine's going to be black, the housing's black, and I think I might try and paint this, even if it's by a brush. I think I'm going to try and paint that silver, just to give it, you know, a little bit of contrast. So, all right, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take it out and paint it. And meanwhile, I was working on, you know, I was going to mount this on the board, and I was gonna make a cutout, you know, for the shroud, and then it would sit low, and you know, I'm thinking it just wouldn't look right. So, you know, even when these things came out, they actually had feet that, you know, elevated them. You know, these don't sit flat like your normal Briggs. You know, they got the bolts down here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just making this offset here. I had some square aluminum and a piece of I guess that's quarter inch. Like, I don't know, 3/16 quarter inch steel. But anyway, that's gonna lift this up enough, and I can mount this and center this, and it'll look okay. I already drilled the holes on this one side, and now I have to drill these to quarter inch, and this looks like maybe a 1 inch square aluminum block. And I think I might take the paint off of that and then keep the aluminum. That'll give this a little more silver. So that's what I'm going to do, and we'll see when I get back. And then we have a little something to talk about. So I'll see when I get this done. Alright, yeah, I never did get outside to paint this. It took me a little longer than I thought to clean it up, and I wanted to wire wheel that, clean them up, so it took a little longer, and you know, it's just one of them things. So we'll right now it's dark out, so alright, we'll get to that tomorrow. There's no problem. But I came across something interesting. I'm going to point out to you guys, but let me take this flywheel off and I'll show you. I think you'll like it. Let me clean this bench off here first, and then I'll show you. Alright, I took the flywheel off there, and if you guys remember when we first took this engine apart, put the light on here, that might help. There you go. When we first took this engine apart, you remember me, there was tar around this. This is the plug wire coming in, and there was tar around this, and I says, I've never seen that before. And then I also said that the wire should be crimped on, and after we took all the tar off and everything like that, it was actually soldered on. And I said, I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be soldered, you know. And I looked into it a little bit, because most of them, I've never seen a Briggs that had the wire soldered on, and I said I'm not sure, I don't think it's supposed to be like that, but to me it looked factory. So I looked into it a little bit, and let me show you what I came up with. Alright, check this out. I copied this directly from the Briggs Model Y manual, and one of Mike's subscribers contacted him and brought this to his attention, and then he sent it to me, and I don't know which subscriber that was, but I want to thank him. You know who you are. But anyway, remember, these were washing machine engines, so they're pretty unique. I mean, in the later years they did put them on lawnmowers, but for the most part they were built and designed for washing machines. So let me zoom you in here, and right here, read what it says. It says spark plug cable should be soldered to the secondary terminal. It's a small brass plate coming out of the coil, and then it tells you, it says down here it says don't touch the hot soldering iron to the coil. And then it says see plate 7. So let's move this out of the way here. And here's plate 7. And here's the secondary coil, and here's the little tab. So so you guys know exactly what it is. So that's the Model Y. Now the Model FH, this here I took out of the Model FH manual. The coils are identical in every way. They just mount differently. And read what this is something different right here. This here, you know the way when people check for a spark and everything? Let me zoom in and you can read that. I'll just give you an idea what it says. But they're telling you don't take the cable, you know, without the spark plug, and put it against the engine. You know, like you hold it off the engine and spin the crank to see if you get a spark. They tell you don't do that because you might ruin. You get an excellent chance of completely ruining your magneto if you test it that way. But anyway, that's a little off to the side there for you. But read this. This is about the coil. Like I say, this came directly from the Model FH manual, which is identical to the other coil. And check out, read what this says here. Right here. It said fasten the coil connection with a pair of pliers. Under no circumstance is that cable to be soldered to the coil. The heat will damage the windings. And that's what I was always taught, and that's what I always believed. Even Maytags are all crimped on, so I thought that would be interesting, you know, because, you know, when you ask people that, you know, you talk to certain people and they say, oh no, you're supposed to solder that. Then you talk to other people, not supposed to solder it, and, you know, you don't know who to believe, but when you see it in the manuals, you know what to believe. But in this case, Briggs tells you both to do it both ways. So I mean, what the heck are you supposed to? Who are you even supposed to believe? But anyway, this ain't, like I say, that's specifically for the Y, which is a wash machine engine, and I'm never going to use this for a wash machine, and I don't think it's ever going to be used one. So I'm just going to crimp that on there and call it good. So I thought you guys might find that interesting. So, alright, it's getting late and I'm tired, so I'm going to go in and eat, and I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll do a little bit more. Alright, it's the next day, and I've been pretty busy. I already painted this, primed it and painted it, and it's already dry. Sanding down the mounting board here. You know, just rounded the edges off, sanded it down, rounded the edges off, tried to give it a little bit of a finished look, you know. You don't want to get too crazy with it. And that's the first coat, so that's got to soak in. And then I got to give it about 3 more coats. But that's it. I'm pretty much at a standstill now till all this stuff dries. And you know what? I got a few minutes, and let me show you something pretty interesting. Let me grab this here. I just got this in the mail the other day, and this friend, from one of my friends on YouTube there. You know, not only is he a friend of the channel, but he's a personal friend. You know, I see him at all shows. And 357 Magdad. He's got a good channel over there, and he sent me this. Let me get this out of the way here. He sent me this here. You know, I'm getting back into upholstery. I have about 2 or 3 pieces of like a chair, and I got to do the truck and everything. So I got some upholstery work I got to do. And what he does on his channel, he restores tools and stuff. And he had restored this a while ago, I guess 6 months ago, and then it just popped up on his channel again. And I had asked him if he'd be interested in parting with it, and he said, "Sure, no problem." But what's interesting about it is, let me pull up a chair here. Oh, sorry about that. It was a little too far away. But what's interesting about this, I even wrote some notes down about it. He couldn't find any information about it. It's a local tool, and I was able to find a little more about it. It's a tack puller. You know, you just stick this in like upholstery, stick it under there, and just pop the tacks up. But he probably didn't know the real. I told him what it was, but he couldn't find any information at the time. But this here, take a look at the shape of it. It's pretty good. Matter of fact, he restored this. This thing was a mess when he got it. You know, he redefined all the little indentations here and everything, and put a nice rosewood finish on it, and took off all the rust and polished it up, and did a really beautiful job. But anyway, this tool, by looking at it, you'd never know, but it's almost 190 years old. And I'm saying that because the company that made it was William Johnson. You know, they're from New Jersey, and they were only in business from 1930 to 1938. So they were only in business for 8 years. But what's interesting is the company that bought them, C.S. Osborne, has been in business just as long, and they're still run by the same family, 8 generations. Imagine that. Matter of fact, they're one of the oldest running family businesses in the country, and it was an international company. You know, it was worldwide. They sold this stuff worldwide. They were like a company that made tools for tannery, and they're from Newark, and that was like the tanning capital of the world. You know, all your saddles and everything were made back in the day. Like I say, this was probably made, it had been made between 1830 and 1838, because there's no markings on it. And the company that bought these, Osborne, when they make stuff, they put their name on everything. I got a tack hammer here. Let me get it and I'll show you. Alright, this is actually made from Osborne, and I don't know if the light's going to help you or make it worse. I think it's going to make it worse. Alright, but you see, right there it says C.S. Osborne Company. It says Harrison, New Jersey. They moved to Harrison in the 50s, but they were also in Newark. And even down here, this little piece here, I think I got it upside down. Sorry for the camera work. I'm working by myself here. But if you see it, it says C.S. Osborne Company. So that's how I know this has got to be 182 to 190 years old. But anyway, I thought you'd find that interesting. You know, if you've seen that, you'd say, oh wow, it just came off the shelf at Lowe's or something, but it didn't. So there you go. But get back to my buddy 357 Magdad here. He's a real good guy. You know, he's helped me out before, and he's got a good channel over there. And besides having a good channel, he's just a real decent guy. But what he does is he restores tools, and amongst other things, and he'll give you the history of it and the history of the company if he can. And it's pretty interesting stuff. So go over there and check him out, and let him know Road King sent you. And because he don't have a small channel, it's a decent sized channel, but he could use some subs. Matter of fact, here's his card here. You can catch him on Instagram, the YouTube TV, and eBay. He sells. That's what he does. He restores these tools, and he puts them on eBay. And all the proceeds last year, the proceeds of the tools that he fixed and restored and sold on eBay, all the proceeds went to a local food bank in his area. So besides having a good channel, he's just a real decent guy. So do me a favor and go over there and subscribe to him, and tell him I sent you, and you won't regret it. So I'll put a link in the description for you guys, and I think this video is getting a little long, so we're going to pack it in, and I'll try and get this up for you so you have something to look at this weekend. Alright, we'll see you guys later. Alright, I forgot to mention, you know, I told you to go over there. I'll leave the links for his channel, but I'll also leave the link of the video of where he restored this. It's pretty interesting after looking at it and seeing what it looks like now. Check it out, see what it looked like before he got hold of it. So, alright, thanks again. See you later.